Hello everyone and welcome to the online teaching session. In the previous video, we have discussed about Mendel's life history and then we have discussed some important terms in case of genetics. Now today, we will see some laws given by the Mendel. And the first law which was given by the Mendel is called as the law of dominance. Now children, if you remember, then I have already told you the dominant and the recessive gene. And I told you that the gene which always expresses itself either in the homozygous condition or in the heterozygous condition, that is called as a dominant gene. Okay? And the law is called as the dominance law or the law of dominance. See what I mean to say that, suppose if I take tall plant, clear? Simply I am writing it here as a tall plant, and the plant is pure, that is it's both the alleles are capital T and capital T, that is its gene is homozygous. And if I take a short plant, now this is also a pure plant, and if it is a short, it means it's both the alleles will be small t. Clear? Now this is a gene for the short and this is a gene for the tall plant. Now we have already studied in chapter number 1 and 2 that gametes are always haploid in number. So what we will do, we will make the gametes. Okay, and gametes are always haploid. Clear? And if we cross them together, now this is one gamete, this is one gamete, this is another gamete, and this is one more gamete. Now suppose this TT, that is tall plant, is a male plant and this short plant is a female plant. Okay, now what happens? This may cross together. Okay, I am drawing a cross. Suppose this gamete will cross with this small t. Then what will be the offspring? T and T. Same. This can also be crossed with this, and this will be the offspring. Now this is this turn. This T can cross with this T and this T can also cross with this T. So this is only our assumption that one allele can cross with either this or it can cross with this. If it is crossing with this, then this offspring will produce. If this is crossing with this, then this offspring will produce. Okay. Now see, in the parent plant, both the alleles were tall. Okay. That is with a capital dominant. I told you that dominant can always be written in the capital letters. And this is a recessive gene. Okay. But when we have crossed them together, now this is called as the hybrid. Now no one is pure here. Here it was pure. This was also pure recessive. But here it is hybrid, intermixing of the characters. Tall is mixed with short gene. But if we will see their features, then this plant will also be tall. This plant will also be tall. This plant will also be tall. And this will also be tall. Okay. Now see, they all are tall. It means this capital T is showing its character. And the small t is masked. It is not showing its character. It is suppressed by the dominant gene. And this is called as the law of dominance. Clear? When out of the contrasting pair of gene, the gene which is dominant, if it shows its characteristics in F1 generation and in the next generations, then that always follows the law of dominance. Okay? So this was given by the Mendel, that out of this, the dominant will always express itself. See, dominant will always express itself and recessive will be masked or suppressed. This was given by the Mendel, and this is called as the law of dominance. Clear? Now we will go to the next law, that is called as the monohybrid law. Now I think so the cross is clear. Okay. Now if when we will start the monohybrid cross, then the cross will become more clear to you. Now please students, pay attention here and you just see that how I am crossing them and how we are forming the offsprings. Now let us start the monohybrid cross. Now see the meaning of monohybrid cross. Clear? Mono. Mono means single. Okay? One or single. And hybrid means intermixing. Now single, if I am using a word single, I am telling you single trait. Okay, trait or character. Yesterday only we have done this. Single character. Hybrid. The meaning of hybrid is intermixing. So we can say that intermixing of single character is called as monohybrid cross. Okay, intermixing of single character. Again, as in case of law of dominance, I told you that capital T is always crossed with small t. Then capital will always show its character and small will be suppressed. Okay. So here also we will take the same example. Then I will tell you with one more example. Now, what the Mendel has done, intermixing of single character. Now take only one character, and Mendel has taken the height of the plant. Height of the pea plant. Okay. Height of the pea plant. Now I told you in the previous lecture that pea plants were found of two heights. One was tall plant, very tall plant, near about 6 feet, and one plant was very short, near about 1 foot. So this much of variation were there. That's why Mendel has selected the height of the plant. Now, if the plant is 6 feet, that is very tall. And one more thing I told you that because the pea plant undergo for self-pollination. Clear? It favors the self-pollination, and that's why the purity of the gametes were possible in this case. So Mendel has taken the plant and then he crossed them to get the hybrid. In this, for this reason only, if there is a tall pea plant, it means according to the purity of gametes, its genes will be homozygous. Okay? Homozygous dominant. Clear? And for a short plant, it will be small t and small t called as homozygous recessive. Understood? Now, out of the tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, the tall pea plant is dominant. It will always show its character, and small t, that is short plant, it will not show its character, but it will help this one to show its character. Clear? So he took this. Okay? And because they were the parents, he has crossed them. So we can write down, see how to write. We can write down parent generation. Okay, what he has taken? He has taken tall pea plant and short pea plant. Clear? Now, in the next step, we can take the gametes. We all know that parents are there, then their gametes will be haploid. So, we have to make the haploid gametes. So, we can see this. Okay, now these are the gametes of pea generation. The meaning of pea generation is parent generation. Gametes of pea generation. Then he crossed them. Okay, because it is a monohybrid cross, single character cross to get the result. So he crossed them. Now one method of crossing I told you in the dominant laws, and it is the same cross, but we can see this in the different method. This is called as the Punnett square box. Okay, Punnett square. See this. We can draw it like this. Clear? Now, suppose this is the male plant and this is the female plant. We can write down male plant in this box and female gametes in this box. Okay. Now we can show it like this. Suppose this is for male and this is for female. One more pen I have. It's not working. Now we cross them. Crossing means this is crossed with this. What will be the result? This. This is crossed with this. This will be the result. This one is crossed with this. This is the result. And this is crossed with this. Okay. Now see. We get 4 cross, that is capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T small t and capital T small t. Now, capital T will show its character. So, all the plants will be tall. Understood? all the plants will be tall. Clear? We can write down. All the plants will be tall because the result is capital T and small t, capital T and small t. So we can write down that is its phenotype will be tall, okay, and its genotype. Now genotype is heterozygous. In the previous lecture only I told you the meaning of phenotype and genotype. Phenotype is the physical appearance, how somebody looks, and genotype is what is its genetic makeup. So now its genetic makeup is heterozygous. Okay, this is also heterozygous, heterozygous, heterozygous and heterozygous. But the parents were homozygous. So genotype is the heterozygous and phenotype, that is all the plant will be tall. Now what we will do? We will do selfing for the F2 generation. To get the next generation, we will cross them together. Now see, I am crossing this here. What is the result? The result is capital T small t, capital T small t, again capital T small t and again capital T small t. Now these are the offsprings. Okay, offspring means the babies. If they are the parent, then this is their offsprings. This will be their babies. So now what will happen? When these plants will grow and then they will be crossed once again, and that will be called as the F2 generation. Clear? Now see the meaning of F1 and F2 generation. If I am taking the parents, then that is called as the parent generation. Their first babies is called as the first filial generation. Okay, and the meaning of filial generation is offspring, babies, young ones. Okay, so if they are the parent, then their first babies will be F1 generation, first filial generation. Now what we will do? We will cross first filial generation to get the next result. Okay, in human beings we can consider it like grandparents, then parents and then the children. Clear? So grandparents will be the parent generation and our parents will be the F1 generation and we all are the F2 generation. Understood? So after getting the F1 generation, when F1 will grow, then there will be selfing. Selfing means self-cross. Okay? To get the next generation. Now what we can do? Out of the 4, we can take any 2. Now they are the parents. They will become the parent. Okay? Parent for F2 generation. This was the parent generation. But parent for whom? Parent for F1. F1 means offsprings. So they were the parent of F1 and they all will be the parent for the next generation. So now they will behave like the parent. Take out their gametes. Once again, the gametes are always haploid. Haploid means single gene. Okay. Now, this is called as the gamete. Now, we can cross the gametes. Crossing is same. Either we have to cross this with this and this, then this with this and this. Okay. This we can show by making like this cross box or by making the Punnett square. So, I am drawing it by making a Punnett square because it is little bit easy to understand. Clear? One box and 3 like this. Now see, this and this. Now what is? Suppose this is the male, this is the female. Male, female, capital T, small t, capital T and small t. My other pens are not working. to write with this only. Now you cross this with this. Understood? This T with this T. This T with this T. Clear? This with this. And this with this. I have crossed them together. Now children, can you see some amazing result in this case? Yes, of course. Now come to the parent generation, first parent generation. This was the first parent generation. Here I have taken the pure line. Okay. Homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive. After crossing them together, we get all 4 plants heterozygous, capital T and small t. Then we took them as a parent. We took them as a parent and again crossed them. And see what amazing result we have got after crossing. One is capital T, homozygous tall plant. Clear? Capital T and small t, heterozygous but tall plant. Capital T, small t, again heterozygous but tall plant. And see the result. Small t and small t, we got small t also. This is homozygous recessive and it is a short plant. Understood? What we have got? We got capital T. This is called as tall. We have got capital T, small t. One more capital T, small t. And this is also called as tall. We have got one small t and one small t. And this is called as the short. So, what is the phenotype ratio? Phenotypic ratio is, I am writing here, okay. Phenotype ratio is 3 tall and 1 short. 3 tall and 1 short. Understood? This is tall, and this is tall. Phenotype, okay, remember phenotype, physical appearance, on looking how they are looking like, okay, on seeing how they are looking. On seeing, we have seen that 3 plants were tall and 1 was short. So the ratio is 3:1. Now, what will be the genotype ratio of F2 generation? Now, they are the F2 generation, okay. What will be the genotype ratio? Genotype ratio. See, I am writing. If I rub this, then don't get confused, okay? What will be the genotype? Now, what is the meaning of genotype? That is genetic makeup. Their genetic makeup. What genetic makeup we have seen? We saw that one is capital T. Okay? That is, one is homozygous and 2 is heterozygous. Same. And 1 is homozygous recessive. So 1 is homozygous dominant, 2 is heterozygous and 1 is homozygous recessive. So this will be the genotype ratio. Okay, this is their genotypic makeup, how they are genetically similar. So what is their genetic result? At the end, again we have got one pair of alleles, that is one gene as a tall, one gene as a homozygous recessive and 2 gene as a heterozygous. This is called as monohybrid cross. Clear? Now, in the Mendel's law, this is also called as Mendel's law of segregation. Clear? Now see why it is called as the segregation. Because in the parent generation, come to the first generation. In the parent generation, we took the pure tall and pure short. That is pure dominant and pure recessive. We took and blend them together, mix them together. Then in the F1 generation, we got the blending result, intermixed result. But in F2 generation, the each and every gamete, that is each and every gene, they have segregated themselves. Okay? Each and every character will segregate themselves in the F2 generation. Then this is called as law of segregation. Understood? Once again, let me revise the monohybrid cross. Okay? See what things we have taken. We took dominant gene homozygous. We took recessive homozygous as a parent. We crossed them together. In the F1 generation, we got intermixed result. But in the F2 generation, the intermixed result, they have segregated themselves once again. Okay? And then they got their parent once again. So, this is called as monohybrid cross and law of segregation. The same thing I will explain you with one more example. Clear? Now, other example we can take, as Mendel has selected the 7 different characteristics of pea plant, and that is given in your book on page number 26. Okay, that what things Mendel has selected, and out of that what things were dominant and what things were recessive. In the table it is given as plant height, dominant will be tall, flower position, axil will be the common dominant condition, flower color purple will be the dominant, pot shape inflated will be the dominant. In the same way, the 7 different characteristics are given. Now suppose Mendel has done one more test, and now in this case he has taken the round seed and wrinkle seed of the pea plant. Suppose second time he took the trait character, and that is shape of seed. Okay, we can see the 2 shapes of seed. One is round and another will be wrinkle. Okay, now if it is round, then it will be represented by the capital R. Okay, and its opposite, its recessive will always be represented by the same letter but in the small letters. Okay, suppose if the round is represented by capital R, then its contrast character will be represented by the small r and small r. Now here you will not represent them with a W. Otherwise there will be the confusion. Okay, because round and wrinkle, they represent the shape of the seed. So if we are representing the dominant with capital R, then we will represent the this one recessive with small r and small r. Okay, now suppose this is the parent generation. Okay, take their gametes. Now very fast I am doing. Okay, you understand this. Now we have to make their gametes. You draw their gametes. Clear? After the formation of gametes, we can cross them to see the result of F1 generation. Now here I am directly crossing RR, again R and RR. See, all the F1 generation. Now this is the offsprings or young one, and the cross is for F1 generation. For F1 generation, because we are getting the offsprings in first time. So this is the F1 generation. Now everyone is heterozygous. Okay. Phenotype is also all around. Genotype is also same. So phenotype and genotype both are same. Now take them for the F2 generation. Suppose I will you take any two. Take out their gametes. Clear? And again cross them for the F2 generation. Now this time I am drawing this box. Okay, capital R, small r, capital R, small r. Suppose male and female, we can write. At first we will get RR, RR, RR and RR. Now what we have got? Phenotype. I am writing phenotype here. Okay, we saw that this seed is round, this seed is round, this seed is round, because according to the law of dominant, which one will be the capital, that will represent itself. So 3 are round and 1 is wrinkled. What will be the genotype ratio? 1 is capital R, 2 are heterozygous and 1 is homozygous recessive. So the ratio is 1:2:1. So this is called as Mendel's law of segregation or monohybrid cross. Every time in case of monohybrid cross, in the F2 generation, the phenotype ratio will be 3:1 and genotype ratio will always be the 1:2:1. Okay. Now by taking one example, I did this. You can take, because we have the 7 characters, you can take any more character and then you can cross and check them. For example, if the flower is purple and white, then you can take capital T for purple and small t, capital P for purple flower and small p for the white flower. Understood? In this way we can make the cross. Now suppose the pot color is green and yellow, where the green is dominant. Then you can take capital G for the green color and small g for the yellow color. Understood? Because whatever letter we choose for the dominant, same within small letter can be chosen for the recessive. Okay. Now you practice for the monohybrid cross and law of segregation, because this is also called as the law of segregation. In the next class, we will discuss about the dihybrid cross. Okay.